Today, we're doing the second half of our Fanatical Winter Mystery Bundle. Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're doing the second half of our Fanatical Winter Mystery Bundle. This is part 2. If you didn't watch part 1 is here and in the description below. So let's get into it. The sixth game of this bundle, the first game of this series, is a game called Nightmares from the Deep 2, The Siren's Call. And if you guys hear voices in the background or fireworks or what have you, it's a very active house. So, I mean, you can hear them going back and forth. So, yeah, if you hear other people, it's a house full of kids. This game is a hidden object puzzle game. So, just like I said in the video before, that these are the games that are right with, if you go to Walmart, I'm using Walmart as an example. If you go to Walmart and you look at the PC games, you have two types of games. You have all the AAA games that are the big names like Overwatch and The Sims, but the games that are right under them are these hidden object games. And basically, hidden objects, they tell a story. Usually, let's say this one for example, you play as a Caribbean Naval Museum curator named Sarah Black. This guy comes in with a mysterious box that you happen to have the key to in your museum. You open the box, it's this octopus thing that's there, some type of treasure. And these sea fish people come and steal it and take it away, right? You go and you're trying to help this guy. Apparently there's some type of curse on the town that's making people turn into fish creatures, I guess. And he has a wife or a girlfriend who's a siren. And of course, the antagonist of the game calls a octopus to come and steal her. And when he comes and steal her, just like a lot of these games, they destroy a room and now you have to find stuff. That's where the hidden objects come, you know. They're in places where you don't normally see. You know, hey, what's in between this crack? Oh, it's a watch hand or whatever. And it's just a casual game. The puzzles aren't super hard. These games aren't designed to be overtly challenging. These games are designed for you to just sit down and not really have mindless fun, but again, like a lot of sim games and a lot of casual games, these games are for people to relax. You don't have to worry about somebody shooting you in the back. You don't have to worry about bombs going off, or if you're not quick enough, you have to restart the level again. These are games that are there for just to relax after a long day, and you want to do something that's not super taxing. You know, if you played one hidden objects game, you've pretty much played them all. You know, you may like the story or you may like the puzzles, but there's nothing overtly difficult about them. These are just games you play just to relax. On Steam, this game got a 9 out of 10, which doesn't surprise me. There's nothing horrible about this game. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just something you play to relax. You know, the people that love casual games and love this genre of games just eat all these games up because, you know, there's no online mode where you have to defend people or defend against people or have to interact with some 12-year-old saying words that a 12-year-old should never say. The cost is $9.99 and I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's average. It's nothing horrible about the game. There's nothing great about it. It's average. The next game. The next game is a game called Still Life. Still Life is a point-and-click adventure game. It centers around this agent named Victoria McPherson. You're investigating these crimes, their murders from this serial killer, right? This game is a great example of why I don't like point-and-click adventure games. Some people love them. I'm not one of those people. Because I don't like to have to, you got to do this step before you go to that step. If you can't go to this third or fifth step until you do step 3, and then you got to do everything step 3, and it's very linear. I don't like games like that. This is drowned in that linear fashion. It's very, you know, gotta do this, gotta do that. Oh, no, can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't leave here until you click here. Because a lot of the point and click adventure games, they don't have any clear direction. So it's just you taking your mouse pointer, going around till you see the cursor change into like a hourglass or whatever it is. So you can click on it. So it's just a lot of you just, oh, I hope I get something. Ooh. One big problem I have is when it comes to one of the characters in there, it's Officer William Tate. William Tate, I don't want to sound like I'm offended, and I don't want to sound like some social justice warrior, but the way it hit my ear wrong because it's a black character not voiced by a black person. That's not bad, but it was, the accent was so stereotypically, it was just bad. Listen to it.
He's fine. Yeah, the same old shit. Anonymous phone call, no witnesses, and another dead girl. This one more banged up than the others. When I got here, I figured it was your perp's work, so I didn't bother reporting it to everyone. I just called Miller.
This character was voiced by a voice character named Terrence Scammell. And as you can see, Terrence Scammell isn't a person of color. And that's fine. And I'm not saying that that the character has to be represented by, if it's an Asian character, then it should be an Asian person who voices. I mean, it makes it better because they know where this character comes from and they can go on their experiences. But the fact that you thought that this was a good voice is horrible. And it's not because he's not a person of color. John DiMaggio, who plays Bender on Futurama, I forget what show it is, but he does a character that's black, and it's good. It's not like this stereotypical, like, hey man, it just hit my ear wrong. And that's just a tiny thing. It was 2005. You couldn't find somebody. There was no black voice actors back then. None. Point and click games were just too linear. I can't get past that aspect of that's why I love strategy games. That's why I'll play first person shooters over this, because it's not you may have a linear path, like I got to get to from point A to point B, but I don't have to go to point A2, A3, A4. I can go to A triangle or B square or whatever, or purple circle. I can hit all these different points. As long as I get to B, it doesn't matter how I get there. And to me, those games are more enjoyable than just trying to make sure you get something. I don't like them. On Steam, this game got a 9 out of 10. The cost is $7.99, and I gave it a 1 out of 5. It's a point and click adventure game. It's not my type of game, but if you like that type of linear storytelling and you like trying to find what to do next, what the action is on the screen, it's for you. It's just not for me. The next game is a game called Nightmares from the Deep 3, Davy Jones. So we've had a bunch of casual games this bundle, and all these mystery bundles we give a name. And this one I'm going to call the casual bundle, because that's mostly what these games are, casual games. Not even going to hold you a long time on this one. This is very similar to Nightmares from the Deep 2. It's the same game, just instead of you going to a fishing village like you do in the first one, this one, Davy Jones comes to your museum and kidnaps you and your daughter. He takes you on their boat, and then you try to escape. He catches you, throws you off the boat, and now you wash up on his secret island, and now you're trying to solve puzzles and find hidden objects to get your daughter back. It's really the same game as the second one. Now, what makes this different, of course, is the storytelling. The storytelling, I believe, from 2 to 3 got a lot better. The animations seems to be more fluid. The story actually was compelling and it made more sense. It was more fun, the story. Now that was a better improvement, but as far as mechanics, it's the same game, just better storytelling. On Steam, this game got a 9 out of 10. The cost is $6.99, and I'm gonna give it a 3. It was better than the other one, but it wasn't drastically better to deserve anything more than a 3. The next game would be Overlord, but I couldn't get the game to work. And a couple other games in the bundles, they just didn't work right off the bat. And I spent maybe 5 minutes looking for a solution. I just didn't have time to do that. So these next 2 games came from Fanatical's Diamond Mystery Bundle they had a couple months ago. I didn't review it, but I bought the games. So I picked 2 that looked interesting to me. We're going to combine those together, because if you looked at my last video, you saw that I got some games from previous bundles, and that's why I had to buy 2 of the bundles to make 10 games. So I'm guessing, if I was a bet man, these games are going to come up again in some future bundles. The next game is a game called Hacknet. Hacknet is a terminal computer game, which, what does that mean? You play as a hacker and you're trying to hack into different systems to exploit. It's teaching you how to be a hacker. You do these different commands. Like, I'm an IT specialist in my day job. And one of the things you need to know is how to use command prompt. Command prompt is a very important part of your job. You know, shell, whatever you use. With this game, you use a lot of different basic command prompt commands, like RM, which means remove. You remove files, as far as like log files. So if somebody goes into your computer, they can't see that you've been there. You can use CD, means change directory. Directory means folder. So you're just going from folder to folder. And then you have LS, which means list. That means it just shows you what's in the folder. But anyway, it takes real command prompts and make you into a hacker. So you do all these command line things, and it makes you feel like you're doing something like, hey, I could do this. It's a very high level overview of what a hacker actually does. And you go through, you get emails from this person who, or object or computer, who got caught, I'm guessing. And they're trying to walk you through all these different hacks, and you get access to a education server, and you get to learn. To me, it seems like a way to learn basic cybersecurity. And if anybody's interested in computer science or IT's career, hey, this is a good initial first step to look at it and be like, hey, you know, am I into this? Is this a good thing? The game itself is for a certain type of person. It's not a real exciting game, but if you like that kind of Mr. Robot feel, where you feel like you're doing some real sinister stuff, you know, you're typing these commands and stuff's happening, it's a real fun game. On Steam, this game got a 9 out of 10. The cost is $9.99, and I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. The last game of this video and of this bundle is a game called Kingdom Rush Frontiers. I first played Kingdom Rush on a website called Newgrounds. If you're not familiar with Newgrounds, when I was growing up in the mid to late 2000s, when I was in high school and college, this was where people would put their games out there, and it was a proving ground for games. That you put it out there and you see if you had a hit or not. You had a bunch of games that came from there, like Smarty Pants. So the first time I played this was on Newgrounds, and I've been addicted to it ever since. And when this popped up, I was like, oh, fantastic. So what Kingdom Rush is, it's a tower defense game, and it's one of the better tower defense games that's come out. It's just like every other tower defense game, but you have 4 different types of towers. You can upgrade them. And the thing, what makes this even more special is once you get to a certain level with your towers, you can start having them specialize in things. Like you can have them specialize in being like the arrow tower as being a crossbow, or you can get the soldiers to be assassins or things like that. What's different about this game, you get these heroes, and these heroes have different attributes that matches different play styles. You have people who are power focused and people who are focused. You got heroes focused on being speedy. You got heroes focused on defense. So however your style of play is, whatever your strategy is good. And that's why I like tower defense games, is because strategy wins out over everything. Whatever you can beat anything on the board or whatever the game gives you if you have the best strategy. And I just like tinkering and strategizing and placing and a whole bunch of different things when it comes to this game. It has such a huge variety of upgrades and enemies, and it's one of those games that if you're into tower defense, it's one of the best. One of my favorite tower defense games of all time is the Balloon series from Ninja Kiwi, and my favorite one is TD5, so Balloons 5, fantastic game. To me, this is up there with that as far as the fun, the creativity, the flexibility. On Steam, this game got a 10 out of 10, and the cost is $9.99, and I think the 10 out of 10 is the right score. And I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. Let's take the whole bundle, add it up, and see what our true cost is. Did we get a great deal for $6.99? Let's see. Dreamland Solitaire, $6.99. Ancient Stories Guides of Egypt, $6.99. Out of the Box, $14.99. Reign of Reflections, $9.99. Clockwork Tales of Ink and Glass, $9.99. Still Life, $7.99. Nightmares from the Deep 2, The Siren's Call, $9.99. Nightmare from the Deep 3, Davy Jones, $9.99. Hacknet, $9.99. Kingdom Rush Frontiers, $9.99, which gives us a total of $96.90. I think that's a fantastic deal. We had to spend $13.98. That's not including tax. You know, tax varies from wherever you're staying at. I think that's a fantastic deal. But let's look at what the true cost is as far as if I would play any of these games again. The only game I would not play again would be Still Life. I don't get the hype. I just don't get it. And if we take that game away, we're looking at a $88.91 value. That's a fantastic deal. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining me. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like this video. Hit subscribe because we do more game reviews like this. We do PC builds. We do anything tech related that is interesting, be it from software to hardware to gaming. We do it all. When I say we, it's me. Catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.